They're trying. And so we have to try. We have to stop the lying, the madness, the maniacal lying from the apologists have led us to this. And the fact that journalists haven't bothered to call them out on it or to stop it, and they allow it, right? And now we need, at this stage now, we have to go look at the rest of the coast. We have to assume that the entire Pacific Basin, America, Canada, Alaska, everything, Vietnam, everything is going to have these same probabilities. And you can go down at low tide and take pictures. It's that simple. And if the life is missing, then we have it across the board. But the north, the 26,000 islands up here that I dove year after year, well, I'm going to have to go back there. I'm going to have to go back there. We're going to have to launch an expedition, and we'll keep going to go up just so we have hope. So we have to know, because this is not localized, because what the ocean does is it repopulates it. If you went down to a beach that was full of life and plowed it all off, the ocean, the soup of life that it was, would populate that with babies in a matter of weeks. Everywhere you went, you see baby sea cucumbers, baby snails, baby mussels, baby sea anemones. You would see it every square inch. Massive. This is what I've done all my life. And that's what makes the difference between my story and everybody else's story is I intimately understand that that deer, what you're looking at, right, there's nothing there. But when you look at it in real perspective, and I'll bring up some pictures, right, those tidal pools should look like that. Even out of the water, it should look like that. See? Right? The faunas, the floras, and everything should still vividly stand out. Even in the shallow pools, the sea anemones would blow themselves up. Here's a really good picture. The whole coastline was like that. I know, I traveled it year after year. I stayed out there for 100 days at a time without coming ashore. I lived, eat, and breathe this all day with people that done the same thing. And so I don't know what to say to people outside of, you know, I'm straight up. I'm not going to try to hide anything away from you, because that's what got us in this position in the first place. There's no kelp force anywhere to be seen. So let's run back over to the pictures and keep going down that line. I got no idea how much time it's going to take. We're just going to keep going until it's done. We're going to come back tonight at 8 p.m. Canada Pacific time, and we're going to stream from this channel a question and answers. Okay, so I'll launch that after. We're going to put everything up on nuclear proctologists and pictures in the qualities that we got and the quantities, so you can go through it all yourself. And that'll take me probably 2 hours after the stream is over. And then tonight we can have a debate about it. Terry's going to be back tonight, and Terry will get more to say. But we have to tell the story. Terry's been listening to this and repeating it himself now in the last couple of days. So we'll run over. I'll make sure I got everything lined up. Hang on. What am I supposed to do here? Picture. Okay. Let's jump to another beach. A couple of more grabs of this. As you can see, as Terry verified, and Terry's word is good enough, I don't need the pictures. But Terry got all the pictures. Right? And look at the life there. What's left there is crumbs. It's just crumbs. It lived there before at some point, but it's not there now. Right? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going, folks. Back to another one. Like I said, I can't do everything today, so we'll put it all up on the site so you can get through it on your own time. This is Sultry Bay Park. Hang on, make sure I get the right name there. Yeah, Sultry Bay, that's a provincial park. And the next one is up, so that's down close to the ferry terminal. Let me go back and give you some context. Just hang on. I'll give you some context with a picture. So that's down, that's up. Got to get my finger back. So that little island right there, about the top end of that island, about five dots back, somewhere around that area. We'll put it all up on the website with some better details, and we'll have a cleaner pictures for you, everybody to be able to look at after. So let's go back to the presentation and keep going. Let me get that out of the way. Now we're at Sultry Bay Park. That's the name of it. And there was a starfish there, purple. That's the only starfish that we seen was purple. I'm not sure what's going on there. And you can see the little tiny life around it. There's a little snail there, and a little snail there, and a little snail there. And there's a little tiny bit of sea anemones. This is a $300 camera we're using. And you can see there's nothing in these little pools. They're not the cleanest, but we got them for you. But you can see the life on the rock. It's void and missing. See? Everything is void. It's just the remnants, the skeletons of what used to be there that should still be there. Now that popcorn kelp you're seeing, what I call popcorn kelp, is called kelp weed, if you're looking for it. So it was the purple starfish, the kelp weed. You can see a little bit of sponge. One of the 80 and 90 species of sponge is still there. The ocean is still trying to hang on. But we're only talking all together maybe 10 or 15 species, right? And very tiny amounts of it that we're finding. Very trace amounts of anything that we're finding. Here you can see there's a few whelks. Hang on, I'll blow it up for you. And I kind of lost the scroll. We'll drag it up. Hang on, folks. Right? We got a couple of whelks. That is such a rare picture. Those whelks are very, very rare. But the least they're trying, the least they're hanging on. We've got to stop that radiation. Because right now they're going to disappear. Nobody can doubt that. Because what goes on is every minute there's a plume. 1,440 minutes a day. And every day there's a plume. After 132 days, because every day, 24 hours, at 2 miles an hour, the plumes are dispersing and spreading out. But because they're accumulative. And because of the way they work. And because of all the lies you've been told that we try to help you. So that's an encouraging picture. That is so encouraging to see these little whelks. Because I can guarantee you, you won't see them just about everywhere else you look. It's just these rare, very tiny, spotty areas. And that's why we need super high quality equipment. And we probably might need to get an arc and go out and start grabbing this stuff. And so we're talking about an enormous operation all of a sudden that we had no concept before that was necessary. But we truly are talking about a apocalyptic event for the Pacific Ocean. Cancer takes 5, 10, 15 years to manifest. I think mammals and humans, we've still got time to coexist with the coastline. But I don't know for how much longer. What we need to do is start exploring and confirming and getting better quality images and, you know, a better way to, I don't know if we can do any better than what we done. I don't think anybody can go out there and beat what Terry done. Terry fought me and argued about staying longer and getting pictures. And I was, no, Terry, let's keep going. We got to hit the tides. We got 9 days to cover all of this distance. And we can come back. But we can prove it with what we got. But the first couple of days, we really didn't get it, Terry.
No, we did not.
No. It's only day 5, day 6 that I really had the narrative. That I had went out and found the pictures and said, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So it's good old-fashioned gumshoe research that got us to a point where at least we try, right? At least we try. But the devastation and the amount of people and industries and families and individuals that are affected and impacted hasn't lost me.
We need to find out more.
And we need to know more. And we hate to think that this is what it is, what we see, but we understand that the coastline populates itself instantly. And the fact that we don't find a population, even tiny bits of it, just a select few. In total, I think we'll come across about 10 species, and that'll include birds. We've never seen any crows. Well, I think we might have seen one crow, Terry. Now that I think of it, I think we got a picture actually in the background with a crow.
There's a couple of crows, not many.
Yeah, it was so rare. Well, I've never seen any eagles on any beaches. I've never seen anything eating on any beaches. I've never seen any insects. All we seen was this, and this is a good example here. And you can see, right, the kelp that's known as a kelp weed is right there. And you can see the kelp is trying to hang on. It looks like, you know, it's just so spotty. We'll keep going through these pictures. We'll move on to the next spot here in a moment. Another close-up shot for you. It's definitive. Oh yeah, there's that sea whelk. Look at him.
Yeah, I remember him.
Right? He's so unusual. I think that might be one there. And once again, we're not finished with what we're doing, but we had the 9 days of low tide to the lowest tide. Each day was lower, so we were able to learn more and get more put together for us. And once again, it's all just the kelp weed and the deadness It's just a wasteland. Let me go back to, once again, remind anybody that might be joining us what is actually going on and missing from the equation.
Most of it's gone.
It's gone, look.
Most of it's gone.
None of that, and all of that is British Columbia's coastline. This is what they say go down and look for. You'll find it, find a tide pool, and you'll see it anywhere. We went 200 kilometers. We went 9 days, the lowest tide each day, and this is what we found. Now, I know people are going to say, Dana, it's too depressing, and I can't deal with it. And don't you dare say that to yourself. Don't you dare think that way. Don't you dare fall for that. You are power, and you need to exert that power and understanding on yourself and upon the people around you, because what we're doing is we're empowering you. This is Salty Bay Provincial Campground, because they can no longer say, you guys are crazy, it doesn't impact anything. You guys will say it's the most, I know what you'll say, because I know what you're feeling. And you have to compose yourself and think that you came this far, you brought us to this level, and you have to go and think about that. We got to try, because it's still trying, right? The nuclear industry is toast. You know, they got a guilty conscience at this stage when they catch this, when they find out about this. And like everything else don't matter anymore. Wars don't matter anymore. The divide, the race, the religion, you know, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Your wealth doesn't matter to you anymore. You can trust me on that. Your assets are worthless unless you try and resolve what we got. We have to try to move on. There's 4,300 peer-reviewed academic studies every day. Don't you dare tell yourself that there's nothing we can do. Don't do that. Because we can if we decide we're going to. And we're not asking, we're telling them. We're taking it back. That's the way it's going to be. We gave you every opportunity and all the equipment, everything you ever needed in the system out there to guard us against this, and you failed us. You abrogated every responsibility you've ever had. We let you get away with it, and so we blame ourselves. But now we're here, and now we got you, and now there's no turning back, and now you have to join us, or we're going to get rid of you and move on.
Never too late.
It's not too late. We don't give up. That's what we're known for. But what you're seeing is the ocean is not giving up either. And you better not. You better hang in tight. And I know this is the shock. This is the nightmare. This is the broken dreams and the heartaches. But this is not the end of us. And it goes on, right? We go on. But we go on now that we take back control. We take back authority. And we have the distrust, unfortunately, and rightly so, that they have earned. They have their checks and balances, if they exist any longer, will be scrutinized beyond imagination from here on out till the end of time.
We can name the starfish now.
You can name the starfish on the beaches and remember the names, yeah? Right? You can really do it. And you can see little patches in nooks and crannies of stuff trying to survive. And if I show you everything I got here, that is all you're going to see on every beach, in every document of everywhere we went. It was this cabbage kelp barely hanging on anywhere. It was rags and nothing else. No habitat. There was no insects. There was no life. There was nothing there to sustain life. There was nothing there for wolves or raccoons
that
or
picture
birds.
there was just a stick that had a bunch of the mussels.
And that stick washed in. And so,
a big area.
And that was a big stick, right?
Yeah.
So let's move on to another part of these provincial parks. This is further down the coast. Remember, these are provincial parks. Right, that's Salty Bay. I got to jump ahead one. This is taken... Hang on, folks. We got a lot to get through yet. Salty Bay Provincial Park Campground. I missed that one, did I?
I think so.
Yeah, we jumped past the campground because that was the next one. This is the Salty Bay before you get down to the ferry. It's very protected. It's very pristine country. The nearest community to it, right, there's a couple of little tiny outports with 50 people or something like that. The nearest communities are, 20 kilometers away to habitable communities.